What's going on, world? It's your boy Gemini Brown here, back with another episode of Nalo Picking Knowledge. Today, we'll be taking a look at the moon in Scorpio and what it's like to have the moon in Scorpio in your astrological natal chart. So, let's get into it. What is the moon? The moon represents our emotional psyche, how we nurture others and like to be nurtured in return. What brings us peace of mind? It also represents the relationship with our mother, our early upbringing, emotional patterns, and all of that. Scorpio is a sign of transformation. It pertains to secrecy, emotional intensity, research, investigation, so on and so forth. So this position, everyone knows by now, if you know a little bit of astrology, you know that the moon is considered debilitated in the sign of Scorpio. And this is rather important because depending on how you relate to astrology, you might either put major emphasis on the moon in the chart or the sun. And I always teach people both. Check their relationship, right? But nonetheless, their placements in the comfortableness of the sign in that position will be rather important. So debilitated is just meaning that the moon in this position is uncomfortable, a little weakened. But I always tell people this too. Anybody who learns from me personally, I tell them, don't take my word for it. Don't take any other astrologer's word for it. Just because you see it in a book doesn't mean that is so, but rather seek to understand why this sign of all. And because I'll take you back to when I was first learning astrology and I came across this. I was like, how ironic the moon is debilitated in the same element in which it rules, a sign, or it should be rather comfortable. So from the rip, I never really just accepted. I always felt like, no, there's something here. It's more than just this, that, and the third. So I'm saying all this to say that Scorpio moon people, there's nothing. You have a immense potential in this position. It is essentially you have to rework your emotional intensity. So why is the moon debilitated? It's very simple, I think, in a certain sense. In one regard, it's going to be the relationship with the mother, its influence in the past life in regards to femininity, intimacy, all of that. That is a major portion of it. But if we really simplify this, the moon is emotional peace of mind, right? Nurturing and being nurtured in return. It's a flow, a stream. Naturally, that stream goes through different movements. So if it's like a lake, if it's a river, if it's an ocean, right? So that's another way I teach the water signs. Look at it like that. So essentially, Cancer's like a lake, man. Cancer's like a nice little lake. You can float in that motherfucker. You do all types of shit. Occasionally, depending on the day, the wind and how it blows, you're going to be in your feelings, all of that. Scorpio, moon in Scorpio is more so like a river in an undesirable place, right? Or more like a cross between like a valley, like a fall and an ocean, right? So when the emotions are up, they're really up, but like a valley, when it dips, it dips. So I say all that to say this: it's just really difficult for the moon to find emotional balance or emotional peace of mind. And that is because the natural nature of Scorpio is constant transformation. So that's what you need to know about these folks. That's what you need to know about yourself. Embrace the transformations. The transformation, the whole point of being in Scorpio is because your moon, your emotional psyche needs to undergo a transformation. On one end, maybe you've just been too intense. But like I said, that intensity is a power. It just has to be channeled correctly. In one regard, you've been too intense. In the next regard, you might, because of that, you might play towards the more negative traits. Because of that emotional intensity, you're easily susceptible to jealousy, possessiveness, things like that. And in this life, these, based on the karmic feedback you're experiencing and how it falls into the chart, you're gonna have to deal with those things. So if this can be grasped, right? Like obviously, if you're a sun in Cancer, or maybe even a Pisces sun, by midlife, especially embracing spirituality in some way or doing the inner work, this becomes an immense power. Because remember, Scorpio is connected to personal power. So in some regards, for the Scorpio moon person, that emotional intensity and the lashing out or just not being able to be centered, as you get older and you embrace those transformations and you're honest with yourself, you're going to know how to, one, control your reactions better, two, establish a form of boundaries. Because just like this goes with Venus and Scorpio, everyone's not going to be as intense as you. So it's more than likely that in the first couple of relationships, that over emphasis on intimacy and connection can work against you. So the Scorpio moon person early on in connecting with others is like, let me do everything I can to show you I am loyal, to show you how much I care. But the way this world works, that's actually a repellent at times. So that's something Scorpio has to really learn, where to put the intensity, and it's not always in others. If you can channel that into a personal endeavor or even helping heal others, this is where the power comes. So, this is Scorpio moons are great students of the mind, right? They love astrology, they love mysterious stuff, and their curiosity towards others and their inner motivations are the things that help them learn about themselves. And this is a sign that can, especially if it has like some really good influence, like some air influence or third house or ninth house or Sag, be willing to learn from others. And the more this Scorpio moon is willing to learn from others and open up and eventually like express, because that's the key. What you heal, you reveal. If you can learn to express, all of this turns into a power. So let me get into the aspect that everyone always wants to know about, and that's the relationship with the mom. So me being me, and if you don't know, I do children's readings. If anyone out there, who's had me read their chart and their children's chart, feel free to chime in, let them know. I love doing that. Now, I bring that up because of the children's charts that I've read, because I'm detail oriented, I'm like, let's just hypothetically say I've done 50 children's readings, right? I would literally say at least half, 25 of those readings, the child has a Scorpio moon. And the parent is inquiring about the reading because they're like, wait, this isn't good. That says something about me. How am I coming up? All right. So, and it's always interesting. So, okay, relationship with the mom. We have the majority thing is gonna go like this. The relationship with the mother or feminine energy needs work. In one regard, the person with the Scorpio moon, it doesn't mean the mother is some type of terrible person. No. At its core, for everyone, you, mom, Roger, are secretive. Look, if you're into astrology, that's part of like being secretive. Like I'm into occult stuff. So that's one part. Like you yourself have, or the mom has dealt with secretive or Scorpio themes within their life. That's a part of them. They themselves emotionally might be a very jealous person. These are just the facts. All right. And it's nothing, it just is what it is. So if your kid comes up with a Scorpio moon, it doesn't mean you're going to be a terrible mom to them or anything. It means that is a part of you that is now existing. Second part. I was just talking about this with my class. Way I learned, one of the powerful ways in which I've learned to enhance my knowledge is through, in real life, being around pregnant people. So I've been studying astrology 10 plus years now. And within that time, within my own family and outside, many children have been born. So I've used my astrological eyes to kind of observe. Bring this up to say this, that the pregnancy for the moon in Scorpio mother is intense. And this could be for a number of reasons. One, the relationship with her and the father can be in a difficult place, right? And then let's say things weren't even difficult during that pregnancy. Maybe in that child's early upbringing, that intensity between mom and dad turns to physical violence or emotional abuse, and the child is witnessing this. But majority of the time, Scorpio moon person, your mom had a difficult pregnancy. And that could be triggered by, the father and that relationship. The next part is just how they felt. How they felt. So say your mom is actually a Cancer sun, like is a very emotional person in general. She dealt with this pregnancy or felt this pregnancy in a very intense way. And all of that gets trickled down to you. So, and then you're born with that emotional intensity. All right. So remember, not going to mean you're a terrible mom. So if you into the occult, if you admit that you're pretty intense and at times secretive, it's very understandable how you can have a child who's a Scorpio moon. Just look at the house and look at the aspects to reveal more. I'll give a little insight. If let's say moon ends up squaring like Venus or Mercury, it's difficulty. It's difficulty in the actual relationship. But a lot of times, this is my advice for the parents. It also indicates that you might, or they may perceive you as overbearing, controlling, right? I have your life mapped out and I know how it's going to go. Okay. So that's a little bit of insight with mom. Mom represents the Scorpio themes. And then of course, lastly, it can be having a very sexually expressive mother, right? Whether or not you witness it or not. So, interesting stuff there. What else I want to say about Scorpio moon? The intuition. So it's a spiritual. I view it as if you have a Scorpio moon and you get on the spiritual journey, you've elevated it, and your Scorpio moon is able to really become very intuitive. It has healing ability connected to it, and the thing about it, and this could kind of be said for a lot of Scorpio placements, but particularly this one, the person, your sexual partners, or even close ones, you merge with them. Your intuition really connects with them, where it's like you'll be able to know things without it being revealed, right? So you'll want to grow to embrace your intuition, and that is done through the spiritual journey and embracing things, whatever comes your way, right? Reiki, meditation, which meditation for this position is major because that intensity needs some stillness. It needs some calmness, and also living by water. Another thing I noticed too, at least for the people I've worked with, it's not going to be that for everyone, but the people who thrive with this position do live near water or have a great affinity for water, or like, let's say they've done things like done swimming while growing up, stuff like that. All of that great ways to connect and find that balance with this, okay? And then obviously it's also a very sexual position. So that area of life is going, once opened up, is going to be a source of, it can be a source of healing. It can also be a source of anguish. It's all about how one is relating in this area. For some of you, let's say we get the Scorpio moon in maybe like a 12th house, 5th house, and let's say there's like some Leo there. There's gonna be a need to have sexual discernment. Okay, tighten up the desire nature. That's how you end up like porn stars and stuff, you know. So, but anyway, let me park it here. This is my interpretation of Moon in Scorpio. Feel free to comment, like this video, share this video. If you need a reading, click the description link, send me an email. If you want to join my classes, reach out, all of that too. Till next time, peace.